I've been telling everyone Joe Biden's a clone for years. I mean, his entire presidency was like the White House was a haunted house. It was like a spirit Halloween moved in, and you know, the tales from the crypt keeper was in control. In control, I'm putting in quotes for those listening. I'm not the only one who thought he was a robot clone. Many of us thought that, but Trump confirms it. I mean, if he puts it on Truth Social with no context at all, it must be true. That's how I roll. If you want, Brandon, if you can pull up that one, I think there's an article about what he posted. We can get into this. It's a perfect first story for our 51st episode. Because I think we're in a world now where clones are happening. I think clones have been happening. And we'll talk about some of the history of that and what's been going on now in laboratories across the world, especially here in America. A lot of people working on CRISPR technology, bringing back extinct species, like Joe Biden, multiple times. So it's not beyond the realm of reasons, the realm of possibility. So, you know, whatever, do we have that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
We got the article here. There is a video. I don't know if you wanted to watch that.
Let's see. I'd love to see where is this at? Who wrote this? Or what publication?
This is NBC News.
Okay,
so looking at here.
Extremely credible source at NBC News. A reliable source that I read quite often. But let's see, what's the headline say? If you don't mind just scrolling. I'd love to hear how Trump shares unfounded conspiracy theory, claiming Biden was executed in 2020. And for those of you who are just tuning into IRL, where I just was, and I'll repeat it for those who weren't listening, the only outlandish thing about that headline is that they say it was 2020. I think it might have been a little earlier than that. So President Donald Trump on Saturday night reposted a baseless claim on Truth Social that former President Joe Biden was executed in 2020 and replaced with clones or robots. Now, I think that those last three words are the most important part of this paragraph for me. It's plural clones and plural robots, which is how I feel that entire administration was. A network.
The robots, plural, so we're assuming that there's multiple copies, not just a single 100%. Copy.
Yeah, there was not just one clone, one robot. We had a network of deep fakes, of Bidens on green screens, of Joe Bidens in fake Oval offices. Remember that? Remember Joe Biden was getting vaccinated in a fake Oval office. They have a real Oval office, but they chose to do this weird theater with their clone robot in a fake Oval office. You can look at all the different faces of Joe Biden throughout the ages. You can see that there are newer photos of Biden, of old alleged Biden, with his earlobe attached to his head, and then earlier Bidens from 20 years prior, where his earlobes are detached. I don't think that happens when you get old. I think your ears they grow. You become more, Nosferatu-ish.
It almost seems like they actually stretch to some degree too, and you just get like that flat lobe thing where
right.
your ear just kind of turns into your neck.
Right.
Yeah.
But they became attached. Like maybe he went through surgery and he was like, you know what? I just look better with attached earlobes. I don't buy it. Someone was on Twitter, I think it was earlier today, and they were sharing videos of the Tesla Optimus robot walking alongside videos of Joe Biden walking. And they're similar. They're very similar. That entire administration, those 4 years, just felt like a fake reality that we were like forced to all accept was happening. But a lot of us were like, a lot of us knew it was fake for a lot of reasons, like the election and all that stuff. But there was something about Biden that was just uncanny. It was like, it was watching someone play him. So yeah, the clone thing, we'll go down that route first. The clone thing seems possible to me. A lot of people like NBC think not so much, but we have been, our government, the CIA has been making like skin suit, like these skin masks that are so believable for decades. That I think it is entirely possible.
I call them skin jobs.
Skin jobs?
The old Battlestar Galactica
nice.
reference.
Yes.
The skin jobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at. I think all that sci-fi stuff is just early.
That was just ahead of its time.
Yeah, right. It's not even like predictive programming. It's like just the early imagination of what our scientists in our government-funded laboratories are building over time.
Well,
and they're probably building it back then.
We see this in Hollywood all the time, though, too. You see a movie that comes out, you're like, wow, this looks insane.
Right.
And then 5 or 10 years later, it's happening in real life. And you're like, oh, yeah, this was just like that movie. But really, it was like that movie is just like this.
Right, exactly. And I also think a lot of the robots we're seeing now, the government's had better robots behind the scenes for a long, long time. So you match that technology that they've been building in their crazy labs for all these years, plus the CIA skin mask type situation, you can make anything happen. There was jokes about Jim Carrey being Joe Biden. That might have been another one, honestly. Who knows?
My pick would be Tom Cruise.
You think Tom Cruise?
If I had to pick anybody to authentically play a skin job character, I'm going to go with the guy that's got the most experience from Mission Impossible.
Right. And okay, Brandon, to your point, maybe that's why Tom Cruise went to Greece.
Whoa.
Didn't he move during COVID? Remember him being the first celebrity to get COVID?
Was that what that was?
That was like a big deal. Tom Cruise, first celebrity to get COVID. And it was like part of the fear ritual that they wanted us all to like gather around and like, oh no, we all better isolate, wear our masks. We don't want to end up like Tom Cruise. But yeah, I think he bounced and he lived allegedly in Greece. But maybe the real story is he was Biden the whole time. I think it's very possible. If you want to pull up that Mendez thing, so we just hear from her. So this is Jonna Mendez, was the CIA's chief of disguise. So she, I believe, was around when they started creating these skin masks that are very believable. I'm sure you guys have seen them on Twitter. They've been all over the place lately. You see people wearing them, and Instagram's trying to sell them to me because it's listening to me talk about this stuff all the time. Let's tune in to what these guys are talking to Jonna about.
Mission Impossible week here on CBS Mornings. Plus, ahead of Friday's release of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. And all of those heart-pounding scenes of drama, the spy action over the years, it might have you wondering, how much of that mask-wearing, self-destructing instruction stuff hanging from the airplane wings, how much of that goes down in real life? The CBS News Confirmed team brought us a guest who can answer all of our burning spy questions. She may have to kill us.
Wow.
Let's welcome Jonna Mendez, who may have had the world's best job title ever, CIA Chief of Disguise. Jonna, welcome. I hope I'm saying your name right, or is that also a disguise? Maybe I'm deepening the undercover here.
Fair question.
Do I have it right?
It's actually
just good reporting from CBS.
It's actually Jonna. I was my father, I think, was hoping for a boy.
Oh my God.
So he just threw an A on the end.
I love that.
I love it, Jonna. My apologies. It's really great to have you here. Because of your background and your knowledge, when you're watching a movie like Mission Impossible, does it seem on some level silly to you?
Some of it seems silly. Some of it is just plain old fun.
So, Jonna, Mission Impossible is known for, especially when Tom Cruise takes off that mask. Is there any kind of technology that achieves that in the real world of intelligence?
Oh, man.
They're giving us an ad.
Yeah.
They're going to run an ad for the CIA. Well, I'll talk while the ad rolls. Please, we are accepting applications for a new chief of disguise.